This review was written before the update came out. The wisps have been fixed, although that did not detract from the score, so the score shall remain the same. There will also be no music in this review due to Content ID claim. This is my first scripted review and my first review using the Hauppauge HD PVR2, so I hope you enjoy it more than previous reviews. I will be reviewing the Wii U version of Sonic Lost World. Now onto the game. Sonic Lost World. Wow, where do I begin? Fans were hyped for this game, especially after Nintendo announced that it was a Wii U and 3DS exclusive. The IGN article stating how amazing the game was. Fans were enjoying E3 demos, and the game just looked plain awesome. The game was released on October 18th, 2013 in Europe. European fans said the game was great, but critics didn't think so, with IGN, who had previously hyped the game up to be this amazing game, gave it a 5.6. Ouch. Still, us American Sonic fans still had hope in the game and was still hyped. On October 29th, 2013, the game finally came out in America after a short delay. I picked it up on day one and started to play. What did I think? Well, keep watching and you will find out. While Sonic and Tails are trying to catch a capsule full of Flickies back from Eggman, Eggman shoots Sonic and Tails down to a mysterious planet known as the Lost Hex. After Sonic gets down and saves some Flickies, he calls Amy and Knuckles and explains what happens. Sonic then meets one of the Deadly Six. He fights him, winning, of course. Sonic keeps going through the world fighting the Deadly Six, which are controlled by Eggman, by the way, until he accidentally turns the Deadly Six against both Sonic and Eggman. So, Sonic and Eggman team up to destroy the Deadly Six. That's about as much as I can give away without going into spoiler territory, but the story does go much deeper than that. Overall, I think the story could go with a bit less humor, as it sometimes is ridiculous. Plus, it's simple, really simple, but it has a nice plot twist at the end. Overall, it's pretty good. As usual, for Sega, the graphics are great, really showing some of the graphical capabilities of the Wii U. Every polygon looks nice and smooth and always fits the environment that you're in. And the music. Oh, the music. Oh, the amazing music. The music is amazing. Don't believe me? Listen to the main theme of the game, Wonderworld, and then listen to the main theme of Windy Hill Zone Act 1. Those are two of the best tracks in the entire game. The music and graphics complement each other very nicely. First off, let me say this. This game is hard. Well, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it is a lot harder than most modern platformers. The level design is very creative with many different types of levels. There are some levels where you're running on a tube and others that with 2D sections that will remind you of Sonic Colors. And some levels that feel like Mach Speed sections done right. While the level design is great, there are a great deal of cheap deaths. While most deaths aren't cheap, there are some very cheap ones, which brings me to my next problem. Half the time, you're not told what moves to do, what to do, how to do them, or how to perform them. This is one game where you do need to look up a walkthrough or let's play to figure out how to do something, and there will be no shame in it. There are certain moves required to beat the game, but the game doesn't tell you how to do it. There are three boss battles in particular that drove me insane. One of them you figure out what to do fairly quickly, but half the time the controls don't work. And I think the devs knew it too, because it only takes 2 hits to beat him. The other two, you aren't given the tiniest hint how to beat it. The controls can also lead to some very cheap deaths, as they can be way too twitchy. Most of the time they aren't, but they can be. That will drive you crazy until you get used to it. While mainly a 3D game, like I mentioned earlier, there are some 2D parts. While these parts are fun, they're not nearly as much fun as 3D parts. In these levels, they brought back the Wisps. You may be thinking to yourself, I love the Wisps. I am excited to see them return. But I'm sorry to say, the Wisps aren't that good. They're hard to use and not much fun. Thankfully, they're optional. Despite all the complaining I just did. I actually love this game and its gameplay. Slowing Sonic down is a great way to change a racing game back into a platforming game while still being fast. I think it has amazing level design, and once you get used to the controls, they work very well. Two-player co-op is a feature excluded from most latest Sonic games, but it is back, but it's pretty bad. The two-player races are very enjoyable to play if you've got a friend around. There just needs to be more levels to race on. Overall, the gameplay is very fun and definitely worth a purchase. Overall, Sonic Lost World is a great Sonic game every Wii U owner should have. While it's not perfect, I still think it's a great game with a decent story, great graphics, wonderful sound, but flawed, but still amazing gameplay and level design. Overall, I give Sonic Lost World a 9 out of 10. Well, that's my first professional review. I hope you like it. This has been Bryce from Triforce Gaming Pros. I'll see you guys later.